Susan. You just wrote about, it's titled Big Bank Fail, Judge Rules Foreclosures Are Unconstitutional. And your lead-in is Judge George N. Bowden of the Superior Court in Washington State ruled against Bank of America in a foreclosure battle that ended with the non-judicial foreclosure sale under the Deed of Trust Act. What does this mean for Americans?
What this means is in Washington State, according to the Washington State Constitution, they have the Deed of Trust Act, which governs all foreclosures, and these are rules and guidelines. Now, Bank of America did not follow those rules and guidelines, so it is an unconstitutional foreclosure. And Judge Bowden ruled such and gave the homeowner, who was a gentleman named Bradburn, the ability legally to now go after damages. And since the home was already sold, he is now able to attach any monies that Bank of America incurred through their sale of the property, including any punitive or otherwise damages that he would be allotted by the court system.
So this is just one case, though. This is just one individual who won a case against Bank of America, but this is obviously symptomatic of a larger problem where he's one person. So what about all the other people now who have fallen victim to the same?
Well, this sets precedent. See, what we're trying to do in the foreclosure circles, and Scott Staffney is head of Staffney Trumbull Law Firm, who is the lead attorney in this case. What he's doing, and this is the 41st case that he has won, is he's trying to set precedent so that other attorneys across the country can then use this as secondary source of law in order to fight and keep the homeowner in their home, or that they can sue for damages in the case of Bowden, in the case of Bradburn, for damages for the house being illegally sold and seized. And this is huge because statistically speaking, the amount of foreclosures successfully implemented have dropped statistically about 30% in 2013. The reason for that being is because people are standing up and they're taking the banks to court. Now, what was found in this particular case is amazing. Now, what Bank of America did was at first name the MERS system, which is the Mortgage Electronic Registration System, as the beneficiary. Well, this is a computer system. It's not a sentient being. So it can't be a beneficiary for a foreclosure. Then they changed the tactics and chose Recon Trust as the beneficiary. The problem with that is Recon Trust is a member, a subsidiary of Bank of America, and therefore they don't have any independent thought or agenda when it comes to this foreclosure. They have a conflict of interest. So Judge Bowden found this to be true in the statements from Bank of America, following the line of the chain of command and chain of title as it went through, and found that Bradburn had been illegally foreclosed on based on the Deed of Trust Act in the state of Washington. The Bank of America did not follow the rules, and so it is an unconstitutional foreclosure. And Scott Staffney, who is the lead attorney, fought the case based on constitutionality, which is why he's won 41 cases so far.
Now, I mean, freedom is based on property and property rights. So this lawyer is using the Constitution in the courtroom. Almost a rarity these days. We see a lot of times when people go into the courtroom and they say, "Well, the law will not be allowed in my courtroom," and we see the Constitution being thrown out. So, using this as precedence, I'll go back to the question: how can the average person who's been a victim of Bank of America now capitalize on this ruling?
Give this information to your attorney. It doesn't matter if they're in Washington State or if they're in Massachusetts. Secondary sources of law are applicable. Primary sources are considered first grab, and that is within your state. But if another state, in another district, which Washington State is in the 9th district, and that includes Washington State, Oregon, and California.
One, two, three, four, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm I'm alive, 6, 7, 8, feeling great. Now I'm gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine, and gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout, take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you want a good tomorrow, it's pretty simple, got a final life to follow. And if you do, you have a future real bright. And it's a combination of consistency, come on.